If you bought crypto in the past few years, you probably find yourself down right now. Maybe we're getting slightly more positive given the last couple of weeks, but you're probably pretty pissed, sad, depressed. You're not feeling great about your choices. I've been an investor in ADA for over 4 years now. I thought I would just throw out a piece of information that I found helpful that I think might serve some of you in terms of getting ahead on your finances this year, because I have honestly something like 50% loss on my crypto holdings, my digital asset holdings. I went ahead and sold and rebought. Now, in regular assets, if you sell and rebuy, in order to do what I'm doing, you have to wait a 30-day period. In digital assets, there's no such law, the wash rule thus far. Now, there probably will be, there's discussion of that, but at this time, you don't have to wait the 30 days. You can sell and rebuy immediately. Now, talk to a tax advisor in your specific situation, because I am not an expert in that, but this is my understanding and what I've done for my own personal situation. So I went ahead, sold, and rebought, and while I didn't lose or gain anything in terms of the amount of asset I hold or the value of that asset, what I gained was a write-off on my taxes of that 50% loss. Now, you can only write off so much of a loss each year. Check your state and with an advisor. But it seemed like a freebie. I had already gotten the loss and I can just hold on to it. What I'm losing out on is the potential to not pay short-term capital gains, but instead pay long-term capital gains because I hadn't sold in over 4 years. But that is a difference of 10% overall in the end when I do sell versus write off against any income I may make. So if I sell sometime this year, and it's gone up many multiples, I don't think I'm going to feel so bad if I have to pay 10% more in taxes. But if it doesn't, and I keep on holding it for another few years, or who knows how long, as there's part of me that holds digital currency as a hedge against governments that are overbearing in terms of their manipulation of the monetary system, let's say, or in layman's terms, is a hedge against government printing and inflation, as well as potential for authoritarian an authoritarian future in which we may need more freedom from the infrastructure that we're currently sort of laced into with the U.S. dollar. Right now, the U.S. dollar is definitely the most convenient thing to transact in. It holds its value a lot better than crypto too. However, we don't know that the US dollar is always going to be as free as it is, and for some people it's not, and that's why a lot of us folk got into crypto in the first place. But anyway, besides the point, we sold, we got a tax gain or loss, which this is called tax loss harvesting, and it's nothing crazy advanced, but it's something that not everyone might be aware of. And if you happen to hold an asset, you can weigh whether paying short-term and versus long-term capital gains might be better for you, or maybe selling and getting that write-off of the loss and then still having the asset once rebuying, not even having to necessarily wait 30 days. Now, there's another more aggressive strategy in which perhaps I would have sold and waited for the asset to go lower and then get both the tax write-off, but then also perhaps more of the asset, and that certainly would be potentially good for the long run. But anyway, those are some thoughts on crypto, digital assets, what you might do with a horribly depressing loss, which I've been suffering. I do feel better. with the fact that I'm able to now write that off against my income. And I still believe in the long-term the thesis that it's good to have a hedge outside of the system, and that we might not always be able to be free with the US dollar. Whatever political side you land on, I think over the last 10 years, you might not trust your government. We'll end it there. Have a nice day. Tucson time. Peace out.